can people do to get started with person-centred planning? Because putting people first expects that person-centred planning becomes mainstream. What are some of the first things that people can do to make that happen?
In many cases, what people have gotten is the misimpression that you have to be prepared to develop a 23-page document, or that you have to be prepared to have 16 hours of meetings in order to develop something. But what we've seen is that in many cases, an hour and a half, 2 hours to develop a first one-page description, a one-page profile, which really captures some of the key elements of what do other people like and admire about you, what's important to you, and how to best support you, is a fairly easy way to get started. And once you've gotten started, then you can do what we've been referring to as grow the plan. You can engage in activities that are structured, that give you ways to capture learning, to say, here's what we've learned more about what's important to you, and here's how we can add it. Here's what we've learned about support, and here's how we can add it. Here's what we've learned about how you might want to live in the future, and here's how we can begin to describe that and put it into the document that then evolves over time. And having people engaged in that process of continuous learning and acting on the learning makes it more likely that it's going to be implemented, more likely it's going to be a valid plan, and more likely that it's going to lead to a life that you would like.
So one-page profiles are a way of getting started with person-centred planning and then adding more person-centred thinking tools, as you've just explained, to grow the plan. Are there other ways that people can get started?
There's any number of ways that people can get started. We can help people in writing their own documents, so their own descriptions of how they want to live, which again might start with 1 page, it might start with 8 pages. We've helped many families in developing descriptions. And we've also seen families will develop, one mom in the US developed a 28-page description of how to support her son Hunter. But she never gave that 28 pages to anyone. She pulled from it and said, the bus driver, he needs these 2 pages. The person who comes in after school, they need these 2 pages. The person who's going to support him now, in this other setting, 1 page. So people have found that they can get started and start using it and then find multiple ways to implement it, to be able to find documents that they can pull from it. One of the things that we've seen here in the UK is that if you start with a person-centered review, you're going to start with initially a relatively small document, but is still going to capture key issues. But you're never going to do a person-centered review once. You're going to continue to do person-centered reviews, and it's structurally built in a way where the plan will be grown, where things will happen. You'll be able to have actions, and in between the review meetings, there's an expectation that there'll be structured learning, so the plan will grow. So the person-centered review process has built in a way to start, but also a way to continue.
Lovely. Thank you very much.